Jody,
Yes.
you're the lucky lottery winner for the day. It's Dan the Man.
Dan?
J-
This is not Dan.
This is Dan the Man, baby, and you're on video, so if you're shy, you better tell me now so I can close this thing off.
I am not shy. I was up till 4:15 watching your videos. Do you hear how rough and gruff my voice sounds?
Yeah, Jody, one of the number one most important aspects of the program is to get to bed on time. So you've failed majorly. But tomorrow, the only excuse you get for that is if you're watching Life Regenerator videos.
Well, guess what's in my hand? I'm pulling out to go to work, which I'm very late. And in my hand is a mixed blended drink, because I do not own a juicer, but I have a very nice blender. I have spinach, blueberries, cucumbers, apple, carrots. I didn't want to put the whole lemon in there because I thought it would ruin my blender. But you inspired me last night.
Wow, this is cool. So you just wrote last night before you started a Life Regenerator marathon, huh?
Well, I have an issue because I am very hungry often, and so I can't just juice. I don't feel I can just juice at this point.
Yeah, so you've probably been through the typical diet over your lifetime, or what?
No, I've been pretty healthy my whole life. I've never had a stomach ache in my life, but I have had constipation my whole life. So I would say, I started having problems with my thyroid and went through menopause at the same time, and then that spiraled, but it was manageable, livable some weeks, and then a year ago and a half, I woke up one week, and I felt like I was in a boxing match. Something gut punched me, and I've been to many doctors, have not been helped. I feel I probably have not enough acid, maybe overgrowth of yeast. I've pretty much gone gluten-free, like you say, 98% of the time. I would say unless I'm getting cross-contaminated.
So,
maybe twice.
tell me about dairy in your life up till the diagnosis of the Hashimoto's. Dairy?
Not a ton. I mean, I'm not a milk drinker. I would have yogurt occasionally. I do love cheese. So I did probably consume a lot of carbs and a lot of cheese.
Yeah, the carbs.
More bread than anything.
Okay, the bread and the starchy carbs will definitely slow down the thyroid, and the cheese, even the littlest amount. I mean, like I always say, a little bit of raw cheese during the right time of year. But in Americans and in people in third world, industrialized nations, they eat yogurt and cheese, and one serving of cheese would like literally kill me. You know what I mean? It would just be so gross in my throat because your cells really want to breathe so they can function. And so I get a lot of people and I call them and they say, well, I don't eat that much cheese, maybe only 5 or 6 times a week. You know, and it's like, that's like 5 or 6 times a week too much if you want to have real cellular health, especially in the process of like healing yourself. So if it was a lot of grains and even minimal dairy, I can understand why you've gotten to this point where you have hypothyroid and you're underweight because you've probably got severe utilization absorption issues in your GI tract, because when you eat a lot of starches, that will gum you up. The mucus from the dairy is the clogger for your lymph, and the gluten from the grains is the clogger for the GI tract, which slows down absorption. So you definitely need to start working now on getting a vision in your mind on how you can remove that layer of paste. Gluten. Glue goes down into your mouth, in through your GI tract, and leaves a layer of slime that is very thick, and over time hardens, and then it begins to it just cakes the whole inside of your GI tract, and then you can't really absorb anything, and that's why you stay thin, and then your thyroid and your adrenals don't get any nutrition. So you need to start building the blood, moving the lymph, and energizing cells. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, I watched a lot of your videos last night. Like I said, I couldn't stop watching them. I'm like, this is crazy. It's 4 something in the morning. You're supposed to be up at 7:30 for work. Right now in Chicago, it's 10:15. I'm just now leaving for work because I watched so much of your videos last night, and I like the new haircut.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You?
I don't think that like when I help people on the phone or on videos and stuff, it's like, who cares what I'm wearing or what's on my head? But just like, if you can energize the cells in your body and learn these other principles, it's so awesome, because most of the doctors obviously didn't really think about energizing the cells and removing the obstructions that are not allowing you to gain weight or to get energy. So I think that if you start, I just think that the raw food thing is just really, really good for human beings. And especially in the course of healing, you're going to be on a healing road now, because for 44 years you did certain things that led up to certain circumstances or consequences, if you will. And then for the last 10 years you've been suffering with it all. So now what you need to do is take the beauty of healing is that you can start feeling better instantly, like getting more energy, because the juices will absorb through the occlusions in your GI tract. But slowly but surely, you're going to have to get rid of that mucus in there. And there's several ways to do that, but mostly, I know you got to go to work, but raw food is going to start to, the acids and fruits, the fruit acids are actually going to help to start the process of dissolving that.
I'm confused, Dan, a little bit about that, because I see a holistic MD, and they wanted me to take 1 vegetable a day and juice it. In my psyche, so I did do that about a year ago, and it did make me feel a little better, but I also still ate, like, the rice. I'm hungry all the time. So I eat about 8 small meals a day, and every hour and a half I'm putting something in my mouth. I would say 90% of the time it's healthy. What I worry about is that if I do have systemic yeast in my intestines, all this fruit is going to, that's sugar, and it's just going to multiply. Because in my tonsils as well, every day or every other day, and this is very graphic, I can squeeze out all this gunk of my tonsils. It is disgusting. So to me, I think it's yeast, but it also could just be some sort of bacteria from my gut being so unhealthy.
Lymphatic constipation off the tonsils. And the yeast is just a byproduct of that. So you've got a lymphatic system that's super clogged up. And I do understand people's concern. The fruit doesn't digest as well when there is a lot of that gluten mucus, because all the function of all the digestive organs is obstructed. So what you can do is, but I still recommend fruit, because otherwise you will be hungry for the grains and you'll never really get to the issue. What you want to do is simultaneously kill all the yeast, which aren't bad. They're just trying to help you, because they're in there. It's like a sewage system. If you took all the bacteria out of your sewer system in your backyard, there would be no bacteria in there to eat up the poop and break it down. So that's what they're doing. They're a very natural part of the process. The problem is that you've created an environment in your body through what you've eaten that they can proliferate. And you know what the bacteria and yeast do not like? They do not like chlorophyll from green juices. They do not like wheatgrass. They do not like the spinach juice. And if I were you, I would probably have a diet that would be about 50% green juices and 50% fruits, and see how you can go on that. You're going to need to go as damn near 100% raw as you can. When people are not well, I always recommend 100% raw food diet as much as possible. With
my weight, though, Dan, that is my biggest worry. Like, mentally, like, I am this peak so loving. I'm a passionate person. I have tons of fun. I'm a very robust, fun person, and this is just sucker punched me, my family. It's changed our lives greatly, and I cannot mentally think I can go under 90 pounds. Now, right now, this past week, for some reason, I've changed my digestive enzyme, and I'm like up 3 pounds, but normally I don't keep it on. But I'm on day like 8 with 3 pounds, which is really wonderful for me.
So you might want to not look at the weight so much, because what's going on here, like I said, you've got absorption and utilization issues because there's a coating from your mouth to your anus of mucus that comes from eating processed grains, starches of any kind, really. Now, sprouted grains are a little bit different, but as soon as you heat those grains and you turn it into a gluey paste that just goes down and slimes up, you're not going to be able to absorb your food because it's all going to pass straight through, because there's a waxy layer that doesn't allow the food to be absorbed through the villi. The villi stick out like little suction cups in your small and large intestine. When you eat gluten, you'll see this on the video when you watch later, Jody, but the gluten lays out the villi like this flat against the wall of the colon, and then nothing can really, it should sweep by and be absorbed. The nutrition and the water soluble nutrition will absorb through the little suction cups and into the bloodstream to be utilized by the body to put on weight, to energize the glands and whatnot. But as soon as that gluten flattens it out, then it doesn't absorb much. So really, and then people are like, I gotta eat bread, I gotta eat meat, I gotta eat all this stuff, but that's what caused the problem in the first place. And so they need to eat the clean, fresh foods that are going to wash away that slime paste. And as soon as the acids start working in there, the villi can start to peel off of the wall. Colonics will be helpful for the large intestine, but for the small intestine, you're going from here downward in your mouth. So oranges and grapefruits and berries and melons and wheatgrass juices are going to start to dissolve those sticky layers of mucus so that the villi can begin to be loosened up and brought back into the system so that they can start to absorb properly again. And then food is all water soluble anyways, so even if it's fat you're trying to gain weight with, your gallbladder better be working good so that it can emulsify that fat and it can become water soluble, because everything that gets absorbed is water soluble. That's why, like, if I was 90 pounds and in your situation, I would drink so much juice and eat so much fruit, because that is the water that's going to dissolve what's stopping you from absorbing. It's going to flush and cleanse that area of your body so you can begin to absorb and utilize foods. It's also going to move lymph, and it's also going to dissolve accumulations on the thyroid, on and in the adrenals. It's going to unclog the kidneys. You're going to get to bed on time. You're going to generate energy in the adrenals so that you can start producing hormones. And you got to get to bed on time and decalcify the pituitary and pineal glands, because the grains will clog up and calcify and mucusify the pineal and pituitary glands, which release growth hormone. So there's two roads to take in life. There's the one that most people take: burgers, fries, chicken, cheese, chili. Even the people that think they're eating healthy foods, you would never in nature find a way to do that to yourself. But if you were to eat berries and melons and roots and vegetables and herbs and tree fruits and honey and foods that you can find in nature, then you're going to not produce those things. But people are like, I'm healthy, I only have yogurt 5 times a week, and it's like, whoa, 1 time a year is way too much for yogurt. People think what's healthy, but it's not, because it's fermented and it's mucus forming to the hilt, and it's just not a good thing. You want cellular respiration. So, Jody, is what I'm saying make sense?
It does, Dan. I have done so much reading since I got ill a year and a half ago. I stay up way too late researching. Like I said in my note to you, my family wants me and a team of doctors, like Mayo Clinic, which we can't afford. But when you see my body at 90 pounds for a year and a half, they are freaked out. They said, "You've done your natural way now. Enough is enough." My kids and my husband don't even really talk to me about this situation anymore. My sister now has jumped in and she's like, I'm taking control here. And I said, you don't understand. If we go to Mayo Clinic, they're going to tell me I have irritable bowel, or they're going to put me on some sort of drugs, and I know my body can heal itself. I'm just missing. There's something I'm missing, whether it's not enough enzymes, or if I do have a ton of yeast overgrowth. I'm eating corn chips, blue corn chips, because it seems to be one of the few things that will stop the gnawing pain of hunger. And I eat a fresh salad. I eat 2 to 3 organic eggs every morning, and I eat a salad for lunch with berries on it and maybe a couple almonds or a couple walnuts. I eat 1 to 2 avocados a day. I eat a whole cucumber a day. And then for dinner, I try to eat a little bit of chicken or turkey. I always eat a vegetable, and then I might have just a tiny bit of rice, but I worry about the yeast. I'm always worried about the yeast.
Okay, Jody, that diet, you'll never get healthy on eating that diet. Too much protein, and so there's another one of your problems. Protein, again, excess protein clogs up the body. I call it the base membrane. It's just...
How do you feel full, though, Dan? I'm seeing you drink the orange and carrot drink on your new video. How do you feel full? I'm drinking red juice right now. I'm not feeling
Okay,
full.
cool. We're back. We got it. Okay, so Jody, there was a few things that 1 to 2 avocados a day, that's too much.
Yeah.
The eggs, you're just not absorbing right now. And there's just too much protein and too much fat. And although you would think, if I eat this, then I'm going to gain weight. But the thing is you're probably not digesting it or utilizing it. In fact, I'm sure that you're not. And so let me ask you, and at the risk of being too graphic, how are your bowel movements?
When I first got sick, that same week when I felt like I was gut punched, I woke up and started having bowel movements 2 to 3 times a day, which I've never had in my entire life. I've been constipated through my childhood and my adult life, so 50-some years of constipation. And I would eat better to aid that, but I still always had constipation issues. So this was a total bowel change, but it came along with a host of other illnesses. I had the severe stomach pain and my teeth, my sensitivity, the film on my teeth, the lump in my throat, the coating in I don't have a coating on my tongue per se, but my tonsils feel like they're filled with infection. And I knew I was. What were we talking about?
Bowel movements, baby, the most important thing.
So bowels totally changed, and I had loose bowels, not diarrhea. Like you would think, like they're with celiac sometimes. They weren't loose like that, but they were 2 to 3 times a day. Now, as I'm in a better place than I was a year and a half ago, but now I'm back to almost short of being constipated again.
Okay, and so what you think is, like, you're telling me a lot of these things, I eat healthy, and a lot of people think, certain foods are healthy. And in a real high level of health, and when you're young, eggs and chicken and things like that are pretty good. Maybe. I don't really think so, but in your case, you've got to really, basically to sum it up, you are the #1 candidate in the world for a fruit and vegetable diet. Now, you may get a little bit thinner for a minute. I know you're worried about that, and we got to discuss that real quick, but you will eventually start to break up some of that plaque, and you will start to eventually absorb the nutrition from your food. Eggs are very constipating and very mucus forming. People want me to eat eggs. I'm like, no thanks. I'm getting rid of the residue from a lifetime of egg eating already. And bread is going to leave major mucus. The chicken is going to leave behind way too much acid in your body right now. It's all an acid accumulation. There is so basically you will have to have faith. You will have to probably be quiet about it, but hell, you're so messed up now, everyone's leaving you alone anyways. They're figuring whatever she's crazy ass is going to do now, or they'll probably just leave you alone anyways. But I can assure you that if you adopt a very, very high fresh fruit and vegetable diet, you will begin to feel better. And you will be, it might take some time, but you're going to have to be courageous and bold. And that's the next thing that we're talking about here. It's the absolute most imperative thing. It sounds to me like you're operating out of a fear-based mentality. And the most important thing you could do is to find a way to love this opportunity that you now have to really take this thing. When people find raw foods, it's the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to them. I don't think people need to be 100% raw food people their whole life. I don't think anyone has to do anything, but I'm just saying that I have seen more miracles from people eating, just adopting the fruit and vegetable diet than in any other single way. It's very practical, it's very realistic, it's energization, and it's absorbable food with a bioluminescent energy. In other words, it not only energizes the cells with the fruit and vegetable sugars, and not only antioxidizes the acid waste, but it adds color to the blood. Cherries and grapes and peaches, they add color to the blood. The green juices will begin to help you to create a more friendly microflora in your GI tract. At first, you might drink some green juices, go slow and steady, but drink the green herbs and start to build a better environment in your GI tract. At first, they're going to resist all the bugs. You're going to drink a green juice, and some people vomit because it kills so much bacteria and viruses at one time. They do not like chlorophyll. They do not like the oxygen. It kills them. If it was me, once I understood that, I went hardcore on the green juices. I would knock back so much wheatgrass, and I understood this, and that gave me fortitude to just knock back these crazy green juices, and it was cleansing me and cleansing me and cleansing me. And there was a few unpleasant times, but eventually my GI tract got used to the green juices. So sometimes you have to soldier through changing over your diet and drinking those green juices.
You know what? I love what you said. First, there was a couple things that resonated so much yesterday in some of the videos. You were talking about how if you had to drink dirt or sludge, I really don't remember the exact wording, but when I go into my health food store where I spend way too much money, because I buy supplements, and I'm probably not absorbing them because of my body right now, but they do, for a short time, give me some relief. I do feel some relief, but I'm sure my little villi are totally nubbed down, and you're 100% right on that. But I could drink dirt. I could drink worms if I was told this was going to help me. The reason I haven't done complete juicing is because of my weight. If I was an overweight person that was ill, I would have no problem applying these programs. I am such an underweight person. This is where I'm running into the problem.
Fear.
And the other thing that really hit home, just in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I started to sweat and have a smell from my armpits. And you said that yesterday in a video. We talked about the throat and how it's almost, it's just like your videos were placed into my life for me to hear. And I have a book called Jesus Calling, and I know I am put on this ill journey for a reason, because I am going to impact other people's lives once I am well.
Raw foods, baby.
Like that's what they're doing. That's what you're doing.
Fruits and vegetables, Jody. And you know what? Don't be afraid of the juice, because you're actually, nothing else is going to absorb as well for you. So you're actually going to, when you juice, you'll probably gain some weight, because you'll be able to, because even though the villi are clogged up, at least the lot of the water soluble minerals and elements and vitamins and sugars and amino acids are going to get absorbed. You might even gain some weight from juicing, but I would knock back several jars of juice per day.
You don't think the pain in my small intestine would be from yeast? You just think that it's just totally messed up of everything?
Oh, well, there may be, there's a high level of intelligence, but I think there's some fear. And I think that fear manifests itself in our bodies in different ways. So you're going to have to not only cultivate energy from raw foods, which is on a protoplasmic level of chemistry, physiology, and anatomy. Okay, and if you take a trip into the journey, you get all that down inside and you see it. It's so simple. Fruits and herbs. Fruits and herbs, fruits and herbs. Later on, you can add some nuts and seeds and stuff for sure, but right now you've got to remove the mucus. You've got to remove the layer of hardened gluten that is clogging up your whole body. And the best way to do that is fruits and vegetables. And then, with the juices, you can begin to absorb. So whatever pain is going on down in there, I mean, I'd have to like see you and feel around your stomach or whatever. Tell me where it is a little bit.
Just exactly, if you took your fist, it's in between my rib cage. It's my small intestine, it's my small bowel. And occasionally, depending on what I'm eating, and I cannot really tell you exactly what it would be that would prompt it, where my gallbladder is, I can get pain off to the right. Now, my holistic MD, he's very good, but he feels like I'm a puzzle. And he said, you know, he would bet his life that I do not have enough acid. That's what he says. Now I go to the University of Chicago and see one of the top professors for celiac, and she tells me I just need to eat. I just need to eat whatever my body will tolerate. There's no guidelines. I have no faith in these. It's number 6 in the country, this hospital for gastro.
And she doesn't know anything about the gastrointestinal tract. Isn't that just a hoot?
I can't even believe it. And now my family is going to, I know they're short of doing an intervention, taking me to Mayo. I'm telling you, I'm going to kick and scream. I am not going to do it. So this is why I believe I came across your information, because now I'm going to jump on this. And I've already got 3 pounds on me this week. So maybe I can force through and just...
So Jody, focus on this. Instead of pounds, focus on energy, because nutrition doesn't heal the body. Energy heals the human body. So let me...
Vibrations in the fruits, you mean? Like you were saying?
Yes. Vibrations, it's very subtle. It not only does it illuminate the mind on a very subtle level, fruits. The fruit sugars feed the mind and the cells in the body. And the vegetable sugars stabilize and balance a human organism as well as, but it's a very subtle thing. You're dealing with some fear here on some levels. You're going to want to cultivate a love for health, energy, and the truth. Yes, you found my videos for a reason, because I don't have all the answers, but I'll tell you what, when a medical doctor tells you, just eat whatever you want, then I know they're an idiot, and their $10 billion education was absolutely worthless when it comes to actually being able to help people get well. And if they're not focusing on the food, they're not even focusing on the very most basic foundational principle of healing. You've got to get the food in there. It's always going to be raw living foods when you're going to go to heal the human organism. Then you're going to want to cultivate a love for health and the truth. And instead of being fear-based decision-making, is love for life decision-making. And it's a profound shift in consciousness. And then the mind. What are you saying about yourself? What are you repeating? So here's what it is. Get happy now. Get happy. Be energized by the happiness and joy of this challenge and this opportunity. It's just a body. It's very temporary. You are a soul inside that body. And you can, through wisdom and knowledge and intelligence and the good karma of finding the Life Regenerator videos, begin the process of energizing your body. And all those healthy foods that are healthy in the mind by the nutritional books are not really that healthy. It sounds good, it's scientific, it's dietitian, nutritional, but it doesn't really work because we're not interested in calories or protein. We're interested in energy in your case, and more of it. And the more energy you get, the more enzymes you'll have, the cleaner the GI tract is, the better the absorption of your foods, the better the utilization, and the better the energization of the glands and organs, which are going to function from high energizing foods and absorbing those nutrition through the high water and oxygen content in raw foods. You're going to generate power in the glands, your chakras are going to open up, and you're going to have a profound transformational experience spiritually as well as physically. So energize and eat food that's real and unaltered by heat, which is fresh fruits and vegetables and herbs. So I would eat, if I were you, I'd eat half fruit and I wouldn't worry about the yeast. I would kill the yeast with the green juice. So half fruit and half green juice, and eat as much as you can, really, because eat as much watermelon as you can, but you're going to have to chill on the avocados. You're going to have to chill on the nuts. You can do those later, but those are not going to allow a lot of the, what's going to dissolve the accumulations of the gluten is going to be the watermelon and lemon and grapes and cherries and peaches and cantaloupes and all the other really great fruits. If you can get a good pineapple, that's really good. Carrot juice, cucumber juice, celery juice, cilantro, kale, okay? The basic, simple stuff, because the supplements are isolated constituents and the intelligence of life is not within them. The intelligence of life is within the plants that grow from the soil, allowing these synergistic bioluminescent compounds to be absorbed and utilized in a balanced way. Mother Nature and God are very intelligent, and when a man in a white lab coat in a scientific laboratory, he's doing okay. I understand his intention might be well, but he has not learned how to grow a blade of grass in a laboratory, and until he does, Mother Nature and God are going to scoff at our supplementation. Okay?
Right.
The energization of real, fresh, raw, organic foods, it's very, very ancient, and it is the future of healing as well. So you just want to get the fruit and vegetable consciousness, and it will slowly but surely wake you up. And I would study and read. Jody, why don't you get the Detox Miracle Source book as well?
Can I buy that book that changed your life? I took all these notes as I'm watching your video. Can I get that book? What was it? Something of
It is
the Gospel of Peace.
The Essene Gospel of Peace. And that will tell you everything you need to know. It takes a couple times to read it because it's old school, like 2,000 years ago written. But the truth is the same. And Jesus continued, God commanded your forefathers, thou shalt not kill. God commanded your forefathers, thou shalt not kill. But their heart was hardened, and they killed. Then Moses desired that they at least should not kill men, and he suffered them to kill beasts. And then the heart of your forefathers was hardened yet more, and they killed men and beasts likewise. But I say to you, kill neither men nor beasts, nor yet the food which goes into your mouth. For if you eat living food, the same will quicken you. But if you kill your food, the dead food will kill you also. For life comes only from life, and from death comes always death. For everything which kills your foods kills your bodies also, and everything which kills your bodies kills your souls also, and your bodies become what your foods are, even as your spirits likewise become what your thoughts are. Therefore eat not anything which fire or frost or water has destroyed, for burned, frozen, and rotted foods will burn, freeze, and rot your body also. Be not like the foolish husbandman who sowed in his ground cooked and frozen and rotten seeds. And autumn came, and his fields bore nothing, and great was his distress. So, my friends, it's funny that I turned to that page, because that was the part of the book right there that changed my life for forever. So don't plant seeds of death in your body. Plant the seeds of life with the raw living foods. I don't understand how this could be confusing to humans. But other than that, it's addicting. Cooked food is addicting. I know it. I understand it. If I didn't get hit by profound truth like that 12 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do what I had to do to become a 98% raw food guy. And the last time I ate steamed vegetables, I felt like it was wrong, because of that statement that I just read in that book. It's not that hard for me to understand. It sounds basically like common sense, and it makes more sense than anything to eat raw living foods in order to enhance the quality of your human organism that you are inhabiting at this time. Jody, was that cool or what?
Oh, that's very cool. You are very cool.
Thank you.
I think I have a lot of anger with my, you said I have fear. I have fear of losing more weight. I'm excited because the fact that I believe this is a journey I'm supposed to go through for some other reason. There's some other bigger plan here, and I so believe it. So I'm excited about that journey. What I am having trouble with, besides losing more weight, is the fact that I am mourning the loss of the food I don't eat anymore.
Amen.
And I suppose when I start feeling more euphoric from eating the right things all the time, because on the days that I don't have pain, if I for some reason, like I said, I eat my eggs every day, and I eat the salad, I eat avocado, and so when I have the right combination and I have pain-free days, I am on top of the mountain screaming. I am so happy. But I am mourning when I have to go to a birthday party, or I have to go to a funeral and there's a luncheon, or I go out to a retirement, whatever the case may be, the holidays, and everyone's eating. I am mourning that food so much. I have to find a new group of friends. I don't even know how to get by. It's I'm mourning the loss of a loved one.
Yes, that's the truth. Those foods are our best friends. They were there for us when nobody else was, and that's a part of the process. And as you give up these foods through the process of discipline and wisdom, you will shed some tears. But you know that deep down in your heart what needs to take place, and wisdom must supersede the desires so that we can grow spiritually. The desires of the flesh are endless and insatiable, but we must become wise, or we will suffer the consequences of the transgression of the law of God in our spirits and the laws of nature in our body. And to live in a healthy body with a healthy spirit, to make a place worthy of the light of God, is the hardest job we will ever do in this crazy mixed up world. But I, for one, will not stop in my journey to create radiant, illuminated health. And I will not stop helping others, even if I alleviate a little bit of suffering. But I would like to see many more brothers and sisters arrive in the place where the light takes over inside the physical organism. The pain must be released. The fear must be released. The attachments, the addictions, the aversions must be released, so that you can come into the center of your soul and live a life of peace. So a moderate, real, energizing food diet. Real food, not used as a drug, but used to support your life so that you can serve and live this amazing experience, a rock spinning through space. And here we are, and we are a miracle, and we should honor that and try to do our best to live a life of wisdom. And you can get well, because you don't want to worry anymore about losing weight or gaining weight. Right now, Jody, you want to focus on gaining health, gaining energy, gaining clarity, and releasing physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual toxins that are holding you back. And as you release these things, that which will take place will be the light of truth, will be the peace, will be your true soul, and you will inspire many others. Raw foods is the miracle that we have all been searching for.
That's how it started. Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. You got it.
You know,
Every living organism on the planet eats raw living food, and then there's the humans. And I see hundreds, perhaps even, I see hundreds of sick humans every day on my computer, and none of them say, "Oh, I've been a raw foodist my whole life." It's all addictions to junk food, bulimia, chronic fatigue, overeating, eating the wrong foods at the wrong times under the wrong circumstances. So eat at peace. Everything needs to be a love ceremony now, Jody. Every move, every thought, every time you eat, it needs to be a ceremony of love and energization for health. So make...
So I can pick any of the fruits and because I have done some juicing off and on through this illness. So like right now, I'm drinking my drink, and it was only blended. I liquefied it in my blender, but I remember you saying last night about how if it gets too fibrous, then your body has to work to digest it more.
Yes.
I don't own a juicer right now. I certainly could probably go get that one that you were showing in the video for $100. So do you think that's advantageous for me to do there?
I think juicing is your number one bet to begin the process of absorption and utilization. Yes, you're going to start absorbing nutrition and feeling better almost instantaneously. Simple combinations of juices: carrot, celery, apple, carrot, ginger. Simple stuff. Then eventually you'll add in the herbs. You'll get a better juicer that does the herbs a little bit better, but you need a juicer. Apple, cucumber, lemon.
The blender won't cut it.
The blender is okay, but the fiber is okay in your situation, but the juicing, nothing absorbs as rapidly and as easily as the juice is. A very good therapy for someone in your situation right now. I would juice like a mad woman.
The stuff that comes out, I saw, you've got the liquid coming out the one way. So all that extra, what is that, like the rind and stuff?
The fiber, yeah. Fiber's important.
Yeah.
Here's what I say, Jody. You might not have heard this, or maybe you did, but eat your fruits whole and drink your vegetables. You do that right there. You eat your fruits whole and you do your vegetables.
You have a consult with Carl.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got a consult right now, and I think we gave you enough, Jody, to work with. You can get a hold of me through the email again sometime, and let me know how you're doing in a month, okay?
You made my day, Dan. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
You. Bye.
I thoroughly enjoyed this, Jody. Thank you so much.
I
God
did
bless
too.
you.
Dan. Same to you.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, I gotta go. I got an interview here on the Skype, but thank you so much for watching this video. What a great lady, and I just want to get this message out there so people can get better, get well, and get this thing. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much. God bless you. Subscribe, sign up for the Insiders Club, and also go to my Facebook page as well and sign up there, because I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff, answering questions over there. I'm consolidating that, and that's on the Regenerate Your, that's at the YouTube channel. There's a YouTube channel page and there's a Facebook there. You can go there. Anyways, it's not that important, but if you want to, I'm trying to consolidate things and make it a little bit easier for me to stay in contact with people as much as possible and help as many people as I can. Thank you very much. Gotta go. I love you very much. Thank you very much. Raw foods, it's the way to go. Get the Gospel of Peace, read that, learn everything you can about raw foods, and get on it. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.